Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies, the situation in Cameroon is taking another twist, very serious, which worries the community international, it worries everyone, observers, and even the presidency Cameroon is very worried. The protests have truly now burst into the capital Yaoundé politics, Yaoundé, where obviously find how we're going to say these are the institutions of the republic. The presidency of the republic is there. Most of the institutions of the republic is there. It's the capital. This is where President Paul Biya is. Yes. In the days that have passed, the demonstrations were in other inland cities, south, north, whether it's New Bell, Bonaberry, and etc. Bafoussam, that's how it is called. There you go. I don't know. I don't remember the names of the cities. So the demonstrations were on the outskirts. The protests have reached such in the peripheries than those of the capital through all that they are. Seeing that the others are in something's happening inside, it looks like that they held a meeting. You can see it in pictures. It looks like they had a meeting. All of a sudden, just like that, the people are released. But massively. They went out with a number unimaginable. We can read in their eyes the fierce determination, and something very serious happened, which worried the international community, which has worried observers, and which is much more in favor of the people Cameroonian. Something unusual. It happened. Yes, I'm telling you that the situation in Cameroon is taking another turn. At the moment I am in while carrying out the video conference. It is exactly 5:30 p.m. GMT. I don't know what time you're going. Receive the video conference. 5:30 p.m. GMT, October 28th, 2025. Perhaps the situation will change tomorrow. When it changes, people will say that things have changed. But for now, what's happening is very serious. Yaoundé has entered the thing. Do you know if the capital is affected? Through demonstrations, that's where finds the power. There's only the scenario we've known about Madagascar, which is currently draw. This is a kind of assault. That is to say, not before continuing the video conference, I ask you to share the conference as much as possible. Before to go into the depths, share it at the maximum. Yes, in support of the people Cameroonian who is fighting against what he calls it the dictatorship of Paul Biya. There you have it. We need to share as much as possible. I receive many people write me messages to say good and so forth. Paul Biya did that for the Cameroon. So Paul Biya is needed. Pan-African and so on. It really is necessary. Support Paul Biya. Listen, Father Paul Biya. He did what he could do. He is tired. You yourself. The reason you're talking like that is because if you're around him, you win. Something to eat, that's it. Otherwise, he's tired. Even if it's you, it was your old man, you're going to tell him, Dad, go and rest. He's 92 years old, governed for 80 to 43 years. But that he rests, let him rest. He has begun to govern while I wasn't even born yet. There you have it. That's the truth. Share the conference in all the possible groups. We, however, are not going. We will not be discouraged. We will continue to support our compatriots, Pan-Africanists on the Cameroonian side. We will provide the information in time real. And then there you go, sharing the video conference. So the situation at Yaoundé, what happened? Strange. Within the army, within the Cameroonian army, there are two blocks. One block that wants to continue to remain loyal to President Paul Biya and his entourage. I'm going to give you all the details earlier. You have the police the police are here. They are to do wrong because the one who is at the head of the police, he received a promise of appointment. The one who has the head of a group of soldiers and gendarmes who are in the process of committing, he too received the atrocities promised to be appointed Minister of the Defense. There are many things beneath what is happening. Beneath what is happening obviously passes on the side of what do we call it? How are we going to say it? Cameroon side. Share the conference. This is what happens at the situation in Cameroon is very serious. I'm going to find everything again. The time, I will give you the names. You have within the same block that supports Paul B. We have two blocks. Each one has a hope of being appointed to high-ranking positions. That's why they are to commit acts of violence. On the other hand, to commit acts of violence. On one side, we have the Republican Army, which is with the people and who are fed up with this, which has always happened. We learn that there are some which are in the spirit of Russia, who have inconsistencies in the shadow with Russia, and who are in the new ideology of the new sovereign Africa. So we have the sovereigntists on one side within the Cameroonian army. There are the other side, and the Gomboists, those who are waiting for positions. They want that the situation stabilizes so that he be appointed. So we have these two blocks. Therefore, what something strange happened, which I'm telling you, many people don't know this, but some people know this. What happened? And that's strange. When the crowd rose from on the Yaoundé side, they decided to go on this large square, which we call, oh, I think this is the central station. There you go. It's a very large space, symbolic. So they decided to go over there. So, given the situation, these are the military, the pro-independence supporters who gave the order to all shops closed to avoid that their property be looted, since when the police arrive, they loot everything, they ruin everything. But the others there, the sovereigntists, they are with the people. They asked them to close, and then there you go. The crowds who came and said that they go to the central station. I haven't been to Cameroon yet. I haven't been to Yaoundé yet. Those who they know Yaoundé, it is necessary to describe very good. It seems that's a point. Extremely nerve-wracking and very strategic. Very, very strategic. I'll do some research on that for you to state exactly the importance of this place. Then they arrived, the pro-overseas military officers. They gave their blessing. They refused to shoot. They blessed them. And the protesters passed by peacefully to the squid to go and make their gathering. So you see, it seems very strange. This demonstrates another turn from one to the other. What will happen? Pass. The Constitutional Council has already validated the thing that was provisional. The final results, they approved it. They even celebrated, the Constitutional Council celebrated it on one hand. So legally, they can no longer go back on that. So the military supports the people who are now demanding departure by Paul Biya. If the people succeed in as a whole, it is not a civilian who will seize power. If the situation reached a certain level, it is the army who will seize power. And if he take power, it is not Tayoma who will be at the head of the state. It hurts, but it has to be said. I tell you what will happen at Cameroon. We continue to follow, and I will send you the information at any moment. But what is needed already to say is that in Yaoundé, whether it is in Nkomana, whether in Mokolo, whether this either in Madagascar, whether in Mango Tree, whether in Niboman, all is mixed. Everything is good. So share the conference. I'll get back to you soon. The Hour with New News. It was, of course, the voice of your humble servant, the Samouraï.